Dr. Ravindra, are you there? Is someone from JSS IT team here?
Shall we? It is working now.
Hello and welcome to today's session of Indian webinar series, Introduction to Computational Drug Design. The series is co-organized by Schrodinger and PCI. I would like to take a moment to thank our collaborators and also the IT team of JSS and Manipal for hosting these sessions. I have a few announcements today before we start today's session. So the first thing that we are getting a lot of queries is about the evaluation license. So if you've seen today, some of you have received an email asking you to send us the machine IDs. So if you receive that email, please send us the machine ID, the information. You have to send us the whole file in order for us to send you the license. So once you receive this email, you have to write back to us and send us the file. So when you send us the machine ID file, we will take about 24 hours and you will get the license. So some of you have this apprehension that today all the demo sessions are starting, and like, so when, how to get the file by today, how to get the license by today and start the work. So I would like to assure you that these videos will be there on the channel, on JSS channel and on Manipal channel, so you can go back and refer to them while you're working on your license. So please do not worry about that. We are not gonna take these videos away from the channel even after uh, the series ends. We still want to keep these, right? So please don't worry about that. Also, I would like to tell you that please register to this course if you haven't done so. So if you do not register, you will not receive these emails. So also, some of you are not receiving these emails. That could be because your servers, so what happens in the institutional email, sometimes they will block the bulk emails. So I have received a couple of complaints about this on this, regarding that people are not receiving the bulk emails sent by DD course. So if you are registered already and you are not receiving these emails, you can please write to us at ddcourse@schrodinger.com and we will send you the emails. So do not worry about the evaluation emails. We are sending them ourselves, so you will be getting those. Only the mass emails that we are sending about the upcoming sessions, about the evaluation forms, and about the SOC discount codes. If you haven't received any of those emails, please write to us and we will send you the required information, right? The other thing is about the hardware. Again, if you do not have the required hardware, we will suggest you to do not go for the evaluation license, because it will not be a pleasant experience. It will be slow. I'd rather suggest you to go for the Schrodinger online course. So the difference between the evaluation license and the Schrodinger online course is that evaluation license, it is installed in your own machine. Okay, so in your own computer, this license will be installed, and you will be able to play around, practice what you learned during the demo sessions, and you can also use it to work on your own research project if you have that, right? But the difference between SOC is, Schrodinger online course has its own syllabus. So when you register to SOC, you will you will have access to Schrodinger software through the cloud, but you will not be allowed to work on your own project. You will only be allowed to use that cloud access to work on the SOC training or the tutorials, right? You can play around with it, you can learn the software through the cloud, but you cannot use it, you cannot download any data from there. So it is not allowed, you will not be able to use it for your own research. So these are the two main differences. SOC will have a syllabus. There will be a progression. You will start with basic and then you will end with a case study. So if you're looking to learn the software, SOC is a right alternative to evaluation. But if you're looking to work on your project, evaluation is the only way you can do that. You cannot use SOC license for your own work. I hope that is clear now. If you do not have hardware now and you want to take the license later in time when your college is open, when your university is open, that is absolutely fine. You can just write to us on our emails or on DD course, which will also be active, right? So you can write to us and you can say, I attended this PCI workshop, the webinar series, and I would like to take the evaluation license now. So that is absolutely fine. If you want to take it in future, we will be providing you a license just because you attended this workshop. The other thing about SOC is we have already sent the discount codes. I hope you have received them. If you haven't received them, please write to us and we will send those discount codes to you. The next session of SOC is going to start on November 2nd. The registrations will end on October 26th. So make sure that you register and pay before October 26th. The usual cost of SOC is $350 for students and $475 for non-students. But as a special offer for you guys, for the attendees of PCI workshop, you will be getting the SOC for $125. So please make sure that you register and you put in the discount code so that you can pay $125 as opposed to 350. And please make sure that you select a student option while you register for this course. The other thing is, in order to download and install our software, you will require a website account in Schrodinger.com. So if you do not have that, please make sure that you log into www.schrodinger.com/request account. There will be a small form. Please make sure that you fill out that form, and once you fill that out, your account will be active within 48 hours. If it's taking longer for you, if there is in case any delay, you can write to us and we can help you get the account activated soon. Or you can also write to help@schrodinger.com, right? The other thing that I would like to tell you is about the office hours. So what happens is sometimes you might not be able to attend these live sessions and you might be attending the sessions after it is live. So we are not here to answer your questions and you might have some of those. So what we have here is we have office hour, that is 1 hour dedicated question Q&A sessions for you from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. every Thursday. So if you have some of the questions that you were not able to ask during the live session, and or in any case you were not able to attend the live session, you will be able to um, go attend our live session, which will be through Zoom. So the Zoom link is also there on our website page at www.schrodinger.com/dd course. So you can go there and get the Zoom link from there. The link and the password both are required for you to join this session. So that's all the announcements for me today. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the chat window of the YouTube video, and I can take them up in the later quick Q&A session after the demo for today. So today we have the demo session of Maestro, which is our interface. That is what you use in order to run any calculations on Schrodinger suites. So during this presentation or the demo session, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat section of the YouTube video. We will take the Q&A session at the end of the session. So Dr. Prajwal will be taking the Maestro session now. The control is yours, Dr. Prajwal.
Yeah, thanks, Shelvia. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, great. Okay, let me share the screen. Yeah, thank you very much for the information. So seems everything is fine. And okay, so okay, can anybody please confirm me whether the screen is visible?
The screen is visible.
Okay, great.
Your voice is a little,
No.
no, it's not low. There is some kind of a background disturbance. It could be your headphone.
Okay, let me check first whether headphone has switch. Okay, so what about now? Is it fine or it is still same?
It's still the same.
Still the same?
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, I made little bit changes. So is it fine or it's still same?
I think it's fine. We can go ahead and I'll stop you if it's too
Yeah,
much of a
that will
difference.
be
Yeah.
great. Yeah, in case if any disturbance, please stop me.
Okay, sure.
Okay, then I just share the screen. Okay, so what about now? Are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, very good morning to all of you guys, and thank you very much for joining the session again. So, today onwards, we are going to see the actual demos on the various modules and various tasks which we have learned from past 2 weeks. So, all tasks which are covered in the computer aided drug designing, so all those methodologies we have seen it in a detail at the basics level, and we have also got the overview of how to perform it using Maestro. But from today onwards, we will see actual demo on the software and how to see it in software, how to do it in software, where are the buttons, and all those aspects of the visualizer we are going to cover in coming lectures. So today is one of the most critical day of our demo presentations, which I would consider, because it is about the visualizer, specifically Maestro visualizer. So I am going to specifically explain about the Maestro visualizer, how it looks and where are the buttons where you can explore all other options, which task you can perform through Maestro visualizer, where to find button, how to find, what to find, and all those things I'm going to explain you in stepwise manner. So please be with us and have patience. So almost all of the aspects are being covered, yeah, in this presentation. So so that's why you need to look carefully. But one of the thing which I personally felt is it is very easy to browse through Maestro, and I hope the same you will also feel afterwards. Once you start using the visualizer, you will also feel it is so easy to go through the visualizer. But we will see it in a step by step manner. The only thing is, whatever I am explaining here, you need to follow those instructions in stepwise manner. So this is what we are going to discuss it today. And so I consider this Maestro visualizer as a molecular microscope, though this term like molecular microscope seems to be something for experimentalists, like your microscope, actual microscope, or your something called mm, whatever microscope you have learned about in the practical session. So but with this visualizer, we can actually see the molecule at atomic detail, or at atomic level. So that is why I call it as a molecular microscope. And with the help of this visualizer, you can actually see what are the things are present inside the structure and how to see it. So as I said before that, here is my email ID and phone number. In case of any queries, you can always contact me for further queries. In case if your answers are not even answered in this session, you can always contact me. So before going further, so one of the first step is how to start Maestro Visualizer. So how to start it? It's pretty easy. Like whoever is a Windows user, you just need to look on the, once you install the software and once you install the license and everything is fine, then you will have a Maestro icon on your desktop. You just need to see it on a desktop and double click on Maestro icon, and it will start the Maestro visualizer. Sometimes it takes time, it may take time, but it will start if installation is done correctly. So this is for Windows user. For Linux users, if you are using Linux, you just need to go to terminal. You know where to look for the terminal, and then in terminal you just need to type the simple command Maestro, Maestro. So Maestro is the command. Once you type the command, it will start the Maestro visualizer. In case of Mac users, if you have MacBook, so you need to go to applications, and in applications you will find the Maestro option. So you just need to click on it and it will start the Maestro icon. So once you start the visualizer, it looks like something like this. It will show you this particular visualizer, but of course without these labels. So we'll see in just overview what are the options present with the Maestro visualizer. So it looks like this, and you can see here there are various options present, so don't be confused at this step. We will go through each option one by one in slowly we will go through it. So whatever the region which you are seeing here in black color is a workspace. So workspace is nothing but the space where you can see the molecule, what is present in the molecule, how it looks like, or whatever is the 3D coordinates of your molecule, you can see it here on the workspace. This region is called as workspace. So now onwards, whenever I say workspace, means you always need to look into this big middle region, which is in black color, mostly black background. So this is called workspace. So then coming to the some initial buttons, like here on the top left, you can see various options. We call it as selection bar, where you can see this cursor button where you can select something, you can click on something, and then it will be selected. Then there are various selection modes, like A for, here you can see the atom. A is for atom. Atom is the atomic selection mode. Then you will have molecule selection mode. M is for molecule selection mode, and R is for residue selection mode. In this way, you will have different selection modes. Then I mean, of course you can select it manually, but also we have quick select buttons. Here you can see P, L, S. So P stands for obvious protein, L stands for ligand. So if you want to simply select complete protein, if you click on P, it will automatically select the protein. If you click on L, it will automatically select the ligand. In case if solvents are present, this S button will also be active. You can select all solvent molecules in just one go. If you are not happy with this automatic selection mode, you can also customize your selection. For example, I want to select residue number 2, 3, and 4, so I can have this customized selections button here. Then you can have like various center to workspace buttons here, means fit to workspace. We will see these options are basically present straight in front of you in the middle of the top middle. So it says like fit everything to the workspace, fit selection to the workspace, fit ligand to the workspace. So these are the fitting button, means whenever you feel like something is missing on your visualizer and you are not able to see the molecule on your visualizer, just you need to give a try to fit all those things on the workspace. So it will show you everything which is present on the workspace. Then there is a style button. So in style means rendering. So you can have different type of visualizations like styles. So lines view, thick tube, thin tube, then ball stick view, then space fill view. And so there are various type of views for each atom to visualize. Then you can show and hide view using this eye button. Eye is for eyes. And then you can also color it differently. There are various coloring modes which are present with the Schrodinger. You can see it one by one. Then you can also have labels applied to your the selection what is present on the workspace. You can have ribbon button if you want to see protein or DNA in ribbon view. You can hide or you can show the surface. So surface button is also there. You can also deal with the specific hydrogen like all hydrogen or non-polar hydrogen or polar hydrogen. So these buttons are also here. Here in middle you will find the build button, and build means if you want to build a structure, you want to add a atom, you want to add hydrogen, you want to perform quick minimization. So these options are present in build button. We will see it one by one. And here there is a option for job monitor, means you can monitor your job whether it is running or whether it is completed or whether it is died. So you can monitor it using job button. And the most important option here is the task button. So task button is present on the top right. So in this task button, basically why I say it is most important, because all of the options to perform various tasks like molecular docking, pharmacophore mapping, homology modeling, all those tasks are options are present in the task button. So you just need to click on it and you will find how to see various options. Coming to the left side of panel, you can see there are various small quick shortcut buttons are present here. For example, for ligand interaction diagram you will have a button. For binding site in surface view, just like this, you will have the button. You have a button to measure a distance between atom or angles. Such type of quick buttons are also present on the top. And the below that, on left hand side, you will find the section called workspace navigator. So workspace navigator is nothing but it is just a it is in the format of table which consists of different entries and entries which are present in the list. So while doing your task you will come across various type of multiple entries which forms while doing your various tasks. For example, you load the protein, it will create the entry for protein. You load the ligand, it will create an entry for ligand. In this way, it will create various entries, and you will see all those entries in sequential manner in all rows. So there are various rows, and you can see all those entries in workspace navigator tab. So that's workspace navigator. And you will also find below that there is another section called structure hierarchy section. Structure hierarchy means nothing but whatever is present on your workspace, it will show the same thing on structure hierarchy section. So structure hierarchy means, for example, your workspace consists of protein and ligand and solvent. So structure hierarchy means what are the components of that structure which is present on workspace, it will show in structure hierarchy. So for example, in this complete complex it will have different entries. So one entry is for protein, one entry is for ligand, one entry is for solvent. So in this way there will be different entries, we will see it actually. And so you just need to remember those terms, like there is a structure hierarchy section, there is workspace navigator section. So in this way, and we will see what is inside it actually. Then there is a 2D overlay option, means it basically shows you what is a 2D structure of ligand specifically, which is present inside the protein structure, or which is present on the workspace. So you can directly see how this ligand looks and what is the 2D structure of your ligand. Then below that you will find the option about status, or whatever present is on the workspace, like how many atoms are present on the workspace, how many amino acid residues are present on the workspace, then how many are displayed, how many are selected, and all other things, whatever is related to the workspace, number of atom, number of entries, number of chains, what is selected, what is not selected, what is shown, what is not shown. All that very minute detail and statistics is you can find it in this status bar option. Then coming back to the bottom right, you will see this five toggle buttons. So these toggle buttons, it has very importance because it's kind of shortcuts to see and hide various things. So at this point, you just remember there are five toggle buttons. To show surface, to hide surface, you just need to click on this button. It will automatically show and hide the surface. To show ribbons and to hide the ribbons, you just need to click on this toggle button. Then to show and hide interactions, means non-bonded interactions like hydrogen bonding interaction or polar contact or any other contact, you just need to click on this interaction button and it will show. To show and hide labels, you will have this label toggle button. So in this way, there are various components, and forget to mention below the bottom is a sequence viewer. So if your protein is present on the workspace, so it will also display automatically the sequence of that particular protein. So what is sequence, and it is also interactive. So remember one thing in Maestro, all options are interactive. As you move your mouse on that particular option, on that particular entry, it will show all that detail about that particular entry or detail about that particular point below. So this is what the sequence viewer is. So this is how overall it looks like, and we will see it actually how it is present on the Maestro visualizer. So now let's switch to the Maestro visualizer and we will see how it looks like. Yeah. So can anybody confirm, please, whether the screen is still shared?
Yes, Prajwal, you can see your screen.
Great, thanks. Okay, so the very first thing which you need to see is so as I am using Windows machine. So as I said, on in Windows machine there is a desktop, and on desktop you will find the option icon for Maestro. So Maestro with the version number. So for me, the version number which is installed here is 12.4. So it might change for you if you have installed another version or updated version. So the icon, wherever it is present, you just need to double click on it and it will start the Maestro. But before that, I will just quickly show you, whenever you install the software, you need to get the license file and you need to install that license file. So how to install that license file is, first you need to install the software, and once you install the software you will find the configure option. So in Windows, for example, you can simply in the search bar you can type configure, and you will find this green color right button. So basically this green color button is for configure software. So you just need to click on it. It will open the configure software window for you. So it looks like this window which will pop up on your screen. So basically this is the licensing configure Schrodinger software button, in which you can provide the license file. So for that you have option here, add licenses. So here you just need to select the thing, I have a license file, because you will have the license file sent by Schrodinger person. So you just need to select that particular option, I have a license file, and just browse your license file wherever it is present. So you just need to browse your license file and it will, that's done. So say open and done. So once you have provided your license file, just need to click on install license and that's it. It will display the message like valid license found. If you find this message here, it means it is done. Everything is done. You don't need to worry about it, and that's it. Now next task is to open the Maestro. So as I suggested, just need to look for the Maestro icon. In case of Windows, just double click on it and it will open the Maestro panel. Maybe sometime it takes a minute based on your computer speed, but don't worry about it, it will open. So for me it happened within few seconds. So this is what the Maestro visualizer looks like. So this is what, as I said, in middle, whatever you see, this black screen is called as workspace. Then there are various options present for quick selection. here on the top of window. Then there are various options present on it, just like any other software, like file, edit, select, workspace. So in this way you will have different options present with you. You just need to go through each option one by one. Then there is a section called workspace navigator on the left hand side. As I said, it will have various entries in the tabulated format. Then there is a section called structure hierarchy. So because nothing is present on the workspace, so nothing is present in structure hierarchy, but we will see it one by one how everything comes into picture. Then there are various selection modes like atom, residue, chain, molecules, and entries. So selection mode is nothing but if you want to select atom, you need to have A, means atomic selection mode. If you want to select residue, you need to have residue selection mode. And we will see it one by one. If you can observe, you can see on the mouse there is a sign written. A means atomic selection. If you change it to residue, you will find there is a R later on the mouse. So that means residue selection mode. So it also comes from the keyboard buttons, like if you press A, it will change to atomic selection mode. If you press R button on keyboard, it will go to residue selection mode. If you press C button on the keyboard, it will show you the chain selection mode. The same thing is also getting appended here in the selection mode. Then you will have this build button and all other options are being activated one by one. So we'll see. And most important thing, as I said, there is a task button on top right. So you can see the task button where you will have all other options to perform various tasks like molecular docking, MD simulation, pharmacophore mapping, and ligand preparation, protein preparation, and all other. So you will have this task button. So let's start exploring the software first. So to explore this software, we will try to see it in a task wise manner. So for example, the first task, which is simplest task for me, is to draw a 2D structure of molecule. So for example, if I want to draw a 2D structure of molecule, there is a button called edit. But before that, one thing which always you need to remember, that's the must do thing, is whenever you open the Maestro, whenever Maestro starts, so first thing you need to do is go to file and say change working directory. So change working directory is nothing but you are specifying the directory where you want to store your all of the data while doing your project. So maybe you don't want to store it somewhere else where you don't know where the location is. Then in such cases it will be difficult to find out your data where your project data is present. So that's why it is always necessary to mention the customized directory where you want to store the data. So for example, this is very important thing and you always need to do this thing. So just go to file, go to change working directory, click on it, and browse wherever you want to store your data. So for example, I just want to store my data in the folder on desktop. So the desktop is, for example, I just say the name project CAD. So I have created a directory on desktop and I have selected this particular directory as a working directory for me where I want to store my data. So just say choose, define your directory and say choose. That's it. It is done. And you can see here on the top there is a path written. So for example, this path is C user Prajwal OneDrive desktop and project CAD. So it means all of the data is going to be present inside this particular directory one by one. So it means I don't need to look anywhere else. I'll just afterwards I'll just go to that directory and retrieve my all data. So that is about the directory where you want to save your data. The next very important task which you always need to do is save your project. So for that, just go to file and there is option called save project as. So save project as you can resemble it to the similar thing, like for example you are writing a manuscript or any document and you just need to save that document, otherwise whatever you have written, it will be lost afterwards. So it means just saving the document same as you need to save the project. But the main important thing which comes with the save project is it's a auto saved thing. So means just like whenever you write it in a document, you need to keep it saving for forever. Like otherwise, whatever changes you have made, it will not be saved in case of document. But in case of Maestro, because I said it is very easy and user friendly, so it is auto saved, it is with auto saved option, so you don't need to save it again. Once you have saved your project once, and then afterwards whatever task you do, it will be automatically saved in that project. And even after 10 years if you open the same project, it will start at the same point wherever you have left it 10 years before. So that's the advantage which comes with the Maestro. So you need to just save your project. So once you click on save project as, it will automatically direct you to the working directory. You can see here there is an option for working directory, and you can see the path, same path, which is project cat. So in that it gives me option to save my project. So I'm just saving the project with some name like Maestro visualization, and this is the name of my project. So always remember to give some reasonable name to your project, because this is going to be with forever, and you should always know that this is the name which I have given for this particular task or for this particular session. So it will be saved in .prj format. So that's the unique extension. PRJ stands for project, so you just need to open that project afterwards if you want to open it. So now I'm just saving this particular project and with the name of Maestro visualization, and that's it. It is saved. So you can see even on the top it is written the same name of project, which is Maestro visualization .prj. This is name of project onwards, and this is the directory name. So these are the two most important steps which you always need to do whenever you start your Maestro. So again, just go to file. There is an option. First thing is change working directory, and next thing is to save your project. Once these two things are done, then you will be sure about your data is not going to loss. Your data is not going to be scattered anywhere else. It will be there in the same folder which you have specified. And one thing is very much unique with Maestro, like all of your data is being auto saved, all of your intermediate files and everything, input, output, and all things, whatever you do onwards will be saved in that particular directory. And there is no chance to lose your data at any given point until and unless you manually delete your data. So it will be always saved. So these are the two things which you always need to do. So now we will see the first task, to draw a structure in 2D. So for that you will have option present in edit menu. So there is edit button. In that edit button you will find the option called 2D sketcher. Just click on 2D sketcher and it will open the 2D sketcher. Maybe this is the similar type of sketcher you have seen so far with any other software. So it's the same simple thing. You will have simple buttons. So you have, for example, ready to use ring structure, ready to use various functional groups, which you can use, ready to use bonds. In case of something is wrong, you can erase it. In case of something is wrong, you can undo it or redo it. You can select various things. So it's the same thing. So let's draw a simple structure. Let's say paracetamol. So for that paracetamol structure, I need a benzene ring. So I have just click on benzene and place it on the sketcher. Then I need some single bonds. So I, with some functional groups, or need to convert it into double bond or triple bond, or need to make the branch. So single bonds can be drawn by single click, and double bond can be simply drawn out by one more click on the single bond, just like this. And you will see there is a bond converted to the double bond. If I want to make it triple, I'll click it again, so it will be triple bond. But if I feel there is something wrong, I need to do undo, so you will have that undo button, just undo and it will be done. So to change the functional groups, like for example, I need hydroxyl group, so I have just click on oxygen. And while drawing the structure, one thing which carefully you need to wait for is the point of attachment. As you can see here, this particular gray spot is for point of attachment. So until unless this point of attachment comes front, that you should not draw anything else. So once you will have this point of attachment, you just need to click on it and it will add the functional group. So similar way, if I need to put nitrogen somewhere, so I need to put it here, and I just selected that for functional group and click it on the nitrogen, and then it will automatically substitute it. And then I want to add carbonyl group here, so I just wait for point of attachment and place oxygen there. So you can also observe here, there is automatic addition of hydrogen on oxygen on nitrogen, and wherever valency needs to be satisfied, so it automatically adds hydrogen. So for hydrogen you don't need to worry about it, it will take care of all that hydrogen. So this is the way you can draw a simple structure. In case if you want to select that particular structure, you can select it quickly using select button. And if you want to move it, you can also move it if you want to do it. So for example, there is a button to move it, and you can move it in case if you want to. So in this way there are various functional group. So once you have drawn this 2D structure, you need to basically convert it into 3D. So to convert it into 3D, actually you don't need to do anything, it will automatically get converted into 3D. So for that you just need to save your entry. So on the below there is an option called save as new. So just need to click on save as new and give some reasonable name to the molecule. For example, this is paracetamol molecule, so I have given PCM, and just say okay. As you say okay, you can see it will automatically get loaded on the workspace, and it automatically added all hydrogen in the molecule. You can see these white color atoms are hydrogens, and you can also see the structure, particularly how it looks like. At the same time, in the workspace navigator, you will see there is an entry with name called PCM. So this is the same entry which you will have for the molecule. So in case if I want to further modify this particular molecule to create a new molecule out of it, so let's say I'm just substituting something else on this particular ring, and then this is the new structure for me. So what I'll do, this is new structure, like a substituted paracetamol, and let's say I need to save this particular entry. So I just save it with some other name, like PCM2, which is kind of modified one, and just say okay, and it will automatically put this new entry on the workspace. And you can see this new entry is being done and with the modified amino group on it. So, and now you can see here on the workspace navigator, you will have two entries. So one is for PCM, one is for PCM2, so modified PCM. So this is the way how you draw structure in 2D and how do you convert that particular structure in 3D. It's automatic thing. You just need to save it. That's it. So you will have two entries with you. So let's see one of the critical thing here for the visualization on workspace navigator is you will have the first column called row. So row means 1, 2, 3, 4, how many rows are there? Then there is a column called in. In means whatever is present on the workspace. So whenever this blue circle is on, it means it is present on the workspace. Then there is a third column called title. So title means the name of molecule. And whenever this name is in a blue strip, it means it is selected. So there are two important words which we are coming across afterwards. Is one is on workspace and one is selected. So let's imagine here PCM entry is selected because it's in a blue color, and the same PCM entry is present on the workspace because the in section, this blue circle is on. So in another case, you can see the same PCM is selected, the first entry, but what is present on workspace is the second entry. So second entry means PCM2. So you can see here there is a modified functional group here. So it means this is the new entry which is present. So don't be ever confused and always be cautious about what is present on the workspace and what is selected. So whatever strip is there, blue color, that entry is selected, and when blue circle is on, means that entry is present on the workspace. So now your PCM is selected and PCM is also included on the workspace. So now let's see, there are some options. For example, selection mode. So as I said, there is a atom selection mode, there is residue selection mode, chain selection mode. So what is selection mode? If I want to select a particular atom, I will have atomic selection mode. The same thing is being reflected on the mouse with letter A, means atom is selected. If I want to select atom in this way, I can select various atoms. If I want to select multiple atoms, I can use control button. So press control button and you can select multiple atoms. You need to hold control buttons. In this way, you can select multiple atoms. So if you want to quickly select, you can just simply drag it using mouse. You can select multiple atoms in this way with the mouse. Left click and hold and drag it. That's the selection mode. If you want to select the complete molecule or residue, you can just go to residue selection mode and select on any atom and it will select the complete molecule for you. Because this single molecule is considered as a residue, so this residue also implies to the amino acid residue, or you can select it in just single click. So this is the selection mode. Then there are some mouse operations which you will have. So mouse operation means most of the time you will have three button mouse plus scroll. So three button means left click, right click, and the scroll button, which is also a click, and you can also rotate your scroll button. So what are the various options? So if you simply hold your middle button, so middle button means scroll button, click on it and hold it and move your mouse, it will rotate your molecule. Okay, if you press right click, you can translate your molecule. Hold your right click and move your mouse on. If you click on left button, it will basically select your molecule or select your atom. So that's the selection mode. Okay, and if you rotate your scroll, it will zoom in and zoom out. That's the scroll button which you will have. So that's the thing which you always need to wait for. And these are the various mouse operations which you can do. The same mouse operation can also be done using keyboard button. So for this, you just need to remember only single button, which is dot, means full stop on the keyboard. So if you press your dot button on the keyboard, it will rotate your molecule. And if you remember that dot button, you just need to press few buttons around this particular dot. So there is a button called question mark or forward slash. Then there is a button for semicolon or colon, through which you can do some operation. Then there is a L button. L is for fitting. Then there is a K button for zoom in. Then there is J button for zoom out. Then there are square brackets. So those button you can press to rotate your molecule again. So in this way, you will have these buttons which are present around the dot button, and you can, if you press those button, you will see there are various mouse operations, the same as mouse operations you will see. But it is always suggested to use mouse, external mouse, for your molecular modeling exercise. So that's the best option which you will have. So next thing we will see is the rendering. So as I said, there is a workspace navigator section which is in a tabulated format. You will have all entries. There is a structure hierarchy section below that. So in below that, as I said, you will have whatever is present on workspace, it will show you in the structure hierarchy. And you can see here there is a PCM, means this molecule is present on the workspace. You can expand and collapse this group. and you can see whatever are the elements which are present inside this particular molecule. So this once you if you want to do any type of rendering with it, you can simply do it with the plus button which is present in front of this particular option. So you can see whenever you move your mouse on it, it will appear the plus button. If you click on it, it will simply show you all that style options you can change with your structure. For example, you can change it to lines, thin tube, thick tube, ball stick view. Then you can have this on der Waals view. In this way, you can change the various views of your molecule. Then you can change the color of your molecule using this color button. Let's say I want to change it to pink carbon. So always remember, oxygen is represented in red color, nitrogen is represented in blue color, and rest of the carbon you can play with different colors like green or blue or whatever you think of which is better for you to visualize. You can play with it, but the conventional color of heteroatoms will not change. And you can also change the color of a complete molecule with the various type of color schemes like entry carbon or element or with the chain name, and there are many other color schemes which you will have for your exploration. And you can see here the same options are also present in the same style button which is present on the top middle. The same things are present here also. You can change the all those things for your molecule. In this way, basically you can play with the different type of renderings, different colors with respect to the molecule. So this is what is about the molecule. Let's imagine if you have drawn the structure and then afterwards you want to edit something with this molecule. So as I said, there is a edit button which you can use to edit your molecule. So you will have that edit button and it will open the 3D builder. So if I, for example, if I want to substitute something on this particular nitrogen, this particular hydrogen, let's say. So I just need to select that particular hydrogen, and I can change whichever functional group I want to put here. So let's say let's put oxygen here, and it will automatically get converted into oxygen. If you feel like okay, valency is not satisfied and we need to add hydrogen, so you will have this hydrogen addition button. So it will automatically add hydrogen to satisfy the valency. So in this way, you can edit your structure in 3D also. You can change the various bonds. For example, I want to change this particular bond from double to single, let's say. So I have selected this particular bond and there are various bond options. So I just want to make it one more or one less. So you can see now it is being converted into single bond. But let's imagine like if valency is not satisfied, I just need to add hydrogen on it and valency will be satisfied. So this is the way you draw the structure, and there is also a button for quick minimization. So if you simply click on this quick minimization button, it will automatically perform the minimization of this particular structure, and it will give you a little bit energy minimized structure. So now you can see there is a little bit distortion because of changing of double bond to single bond. So this is the way. There are various options which are present in the 3D builder, and you can explore all those options one by one. So this is how you deal with the small molecules in general. But let's imagine if we are dealing with the protein structure. So we can see the protein structure. So just you can load basically your protein structure using this file option. So basically there are various options, like you can already import the structure whatever is present with you in the directory, or you have saved it in local directory. You can simply click on import structure and load your molecule. And similarly there are various type of file formats which are being supported by Schrodinger. You can see here there is list of file format. Maybe you have heard of SDF or mol2 PDB, smiles, and in this way there are many such file formats which are present. And to my knowledge, almost all of the file formats whichever you have heard, all are being supported by Schrodinger. So you can open any type of file format in the Maestro, so you always don't need to worry about it. It will take care of everything. Or if you want to simply get PDB structure of protein from protein data bank, if you know the PDB ID, you can use this get PDB option. just simply click on this get PDB option, type the PDB of your interest. You can also put the chain name if it is necessary, and there is a download button, so just click on download. It will, if your internet is connected, it will automatically get that structure from the protein data bank, and here you will see how it looks like. So basically this is the structure of protein which you get it from the protein data bank, and you can see there are many atoms present here, but in this view probably you are not able to see what is specific atom or which is specific ligand present in it. So for that, as I said, there is a 2D overlay button. So that 2D overlay button you will find in this plus optical button. So in this button, you will have this option called 2D overlay. If you simply on it, it will display the 2D structure of ligand for you. Not only that, but as I said, in status bar, you will see how many number of atoms are present here, how many atoms are displayed, how many are selected, how many residues are present, how many residues are selected. So for example, if I select this particular residue, let's say, so it says 11 atoms are selected which belongs to the one residue, and that many number of 2775 atoms are displayed. So all that information, my minute detail information is present here. You can see 2D structure, and let's say in structure hierarchy, now you will have multiple options present here from this workspace. So on workspace there is a protein ligand complex which also consists of solvent molecules are present. So you can see here there are three entries, one for ligand, one for protein, one for solvent. So basically you can change various renderings. So let's see the protein in ribbons view, which is very much familiar to you, and you will have this ribbon button which shows you the ribbons view. Then there are various color schemes which are present. You can change it to single color or residue position or any type of coloring scheme. You will have many different type of color schemes present here. Let's say secondary structure or residue position. So this is the way you can visualize your protein. And then if you want to see the particularly ligand where it is present, you can go to the sign plus sign in front of ligand entry here. So you can see this plus sign in front of ligand entry, and you will change the rendering of your specific ligand, and you can see your ligand is present somewhere here in this Wonderwall view, or you can change it to different views if you want. So same thing can also be applied to the solvent. There is a plus sign in front of solvent, and you can change it to other views. Like you can see this all water molecules. So basically these are not water molecules but oxygen atoms which are mentioned in red color spheres. So you can see how these water are present in the protein structure. Additionally, you can change the also surface view of the protein. Let's say there is a surface button, and I have just changed it to surface view. And in this way, you can better view your protein in surface view, where in which you can clearly see the surface of protein is not even, and there are many keys where there are many pockets present in it, where the water molecules are located on the surface or inside the protein, or where the ligand is fitted inside particular protein cavity. You can see it, you can observe it carefully. So this is the way. These are various renderings, and let's imagine whenever you generate a surface, it appears a S button in front of the entry in workspace navigator. So you can always play with this button to show and hide your surface. So let's say it has hidden the complete surface, it also shows the complete surface. The same operation you can do using toggle button. So as I said, just remember there are toggle buttons for surface, for cartoons. So let's see, this is the toggle button for surface. So I can just show and hide the surface using this particular button. You can see here. So it is pretty quick. And the same thing is also applied for the cartoons. There is a cartoon toggle button. You can show and hide the cartoons, whatever is present with you. So in this way, you can play a little bit with the rendering of protein structure. And there is one more option here for your selections. So as I said, you will have different selection, let's say residue or atom or molecules or chain. So whenever there is a residue selection mode called R on the cursor, You can see, you can simply click on any atom of the residue and it will select the residue. If you hold the control button, you can also select multiple amino acid residue in case of residue selection mode. If I change this selection mode to molecule, let's say, it will select the complete molecule. If I change this selection mode to chain, it will select the complete chain for me. The complete chain is protein. So, and in protein also, in structure hierarchy section, you can see protein is made up of chain A, and in chain A there are list of amino acid residues which are present with their amino acid residue numbers. So you can also explore each residue one by one if you want to. So these are the various options which are present in structure hierarchy. So one of the most important thing is the sequence viewer, and this is very unique with the Schrodinger. You will have just a single button to view your sequence in different formats. So for that, you will have this plus button on bottom right. In bottom right, you will find the option called sequence viewer. So if you on this option, it will show you the sequence of this particular protein which is present on the screen. So you can see this all sequence, and as I said, this is, let's say you see the label of this sequence which is for 2p33 protein and chain A. That's the label. And there is a sequence, and as I said, it is all interactive. As you move your mouse on it, it will show you what is the residue name, what is residue number, and in this way you can explore the complete sequence. So to explore the complete sequence, it is pretty easy, means you can see the numbers and residues. But not only that, if you want to see it one by one, so let's see, I have selected this particular amino acid residue and N66, which is aspargine 66, and I need to show it where it is present on the screen. So I have just selected it, and there is a particular button called fit to workspace. This particular button, if you click, it will automatically highlight that particular residue for me on the screen. So you can see here this particular residue which is present, and it is highlighted. The same thing is also selected in the sequence. If I want to see next, so next means N is for next. So if I press N button on the keyboard, it will automatically go to the next, and you can see here it is showing me the next, and it is automatically highlighting that next residue which is selected on the workspace. In this way, you can explore each residue selectively, and you can see what are the elements present in residue, whether something is missing, something is wrong, you can correct it. And if you want to, let's say, go back, so for go back it is previous, so next is for next sequence, and P button from the keyboard is for previous. So you can see how selection is moving, and you can see it. So in this way, there are various color schemes. So whenever something is selected, you can get rid of that selection by simply clicking on some empty space. So just click on some empty space and it will get rid of selection. And now you will be surprised to see, like, I cannot see the complete protein structure on the screen. So in such case, what we can do, we can simply click on this particular fit view to all visible objects. So if you simply click on it, it will automatically fit the all atoms or everything which is present on the workspace to this particular visualizer. So same way, if you want to do it through keyboard, so you can also do it through keyboard. For example, you just need to press Z button. Z is doing same task as that of fit to view. If I press simply Z button, it will automatically fit the complete view on the visualizer. So this is how you fit. So whenever at some point, like, you are feeling I cannot see anything on the workspace, or it is present somewhere on the corner of workspace, so always remember, try to fit your molecule to the workspace using this fit button or Z button on the keyboard, and it will fit everything for you. So another thing which we will explore here is the different color schemes for this particular sequence. So you can see here in this sequence viewer, if I simply right click on it, you will find the option called different color schemes. So you will have different colors by the name of chain name, or you will have different thing by color by alpha carbon atoms, Or in the let's imagine I want to find out the amino acid residues which are missing. So where are the chain breaks, where are amino acid residues which are missing? So for that we have simple color scheme called chain break. So if I use this particular color scheme, you can see here it will automatically highlight the region which is having break. So for example, it starts from N terminal, so it starts from residue aspartic acid 45, so that's the first break. And then sequence continues, and in second line you will find there are some amino acid residues which are missing. Because of that you will have chain break. So what is that? So you can see in red color it is alanine 211, and blue color which is serine 217. So in between there are 5 amino acid residues which are missing, so it has considered it as a chain break. And same thing is also present here between residue 363 and 383. So it means there are few chain breaks that you need to take care of in case of preparation of protein that we will see tomorrow. But you can see here there are chain breaks in just one go. And if you want to see it on the screen where exactly these chain breaks are, so what I have done is I have simply selected those amino acid residues and I changed their view to, let's say, ball stick view. And you can see it lies somewhere here. So these are the two residues which are present here, and I just by doing just this fit to view, I just see where it is present. And you can see these are the amino acid residues which are not connected to each other because of this particular chain break. So in this way, basically you can explore where are such chain breaks present in your particular protein. So let's see it in a more detail. Like for example, you can see here there is a non-continuation between the amino acid residues. So I just hide all those lines. Let's say, so using this I button, I can show and hide the lines. You can see here for the complete protein structure, and you can see this green color. This part is particularly missing, so the same thing is also mentioned here. So these are the amino acid residues which is having missing link. So in this way, you need to explore it one by one. So let's say what is missing here in Y and R. So I just selected those two regions and press fit to view, and it will show me where are these particular regions. So one residue is here and another residue is somewhere here. So it's a huge loop which is missing. So in this way, you can have different color schemes. Not only that, but you can also have secondary structure assignment. So here is the option to have secondary structure assignment, and this gives you a direct view. What are the secondary structure elements like alpha helix or beta sheet, and what is the region which is present in amino acid sequence. So for example, this particular orange color helix starts from H to this H, and you can simply select it using your mouse, and you can move your mouse on and it will simply select that particular region. You can see where this region is present. So basically this is yellow color region, and if I want to change the color of this particular region, I can simply change the color with let's say particular single chain, and it will change the color to green. So in this way, just select something whatever you want and change the color. So let's try to change the color to red, and you will see how it looks like. So I just changed the color from green to, let's say, red, and you can see the I have changed the color of particular selection, that particular helix. So in this way you can play a little bit with all those options, and as such it is pretty simple. In case if you give some time, like it's just one time thing, you just need to explore various options, everything is present here. And there is one of the very important thing for analysis is the preset button, so which is top middle button. You can see here there are various type of presets present. So at any time if I want to go back to the Maestro default view, just click on it and it will show you the initial view. If I want to see the protein ligand interaction, there is a apply custom preset button. If I simply click on it, it will show me the only ligand and amino acid residues which are surrounding, which are interacting in the particular focus. So these options we will explore further in case of in our further exercise. So other than that, let's see if you want to see these labels or if you want to hide these labels. As I said, you have an option to label. This is the apply label button. So using that, you can apply your label. Using this button, you can hide the labels. Or also you will have this toggle button to show and hide the labels. So you can always keep it on and off to see the label or to hide the label. Not only that, but you can also have the option to change the color of background at any time if you feel like background is not good enough for me. So I can change it from black to white, then off white and gray and any other color. So there are many other colors also you can have. You can use those colors if you want to use it. So you can simply use this plus button to change the color of background. Not only that, but let's say if you feel like labels are not visible, or I need to change the label size, so that also option is present here in the font size. You can increase the size of label, you can decrease the size of label using these buttons. So there are many options which are present. That's the take home message, is there are many options present here. So if you are using stereo glass, so for that you also have option to see it in stereo view. So at some point, if you feel like this is very common problem occurs with many of the user, their workspace navigator get hidden. So to show that workspace navigator, we have this button for workspace navigator. Sometimes such thing could appear and your workspace navigator will be completely off. So you just need to go to this plus sign and on this workspace navigator, and it will show you the original view. So these are the various things which you can see it from the visualizer. There are various buttons which you will have. One of the important thing, again, selection. As I said, if you simply click quick selection is there. If you click on P, it will select the complete protein for you. You can see here everything is selected, and then you can change the view of this particular protein, let's say. And let's see if you want to change the view of protein. For example, let's see here, I just hide the labels and your protein is shown in ball stick view. If I want to get rid of all those ball stick view, I just select the protein and hide everything. So this I button is for hide. And if I want to do particular task with ligand, so I can use this L button to select particularly ligand, and using fit view I can see it or focus on the ligand, and I can change. Once I have selected something, I can change the view. So always remember, whenever you want to change the view or you want to change the rendering, you need to select that particular thing. So how to select it? You can use these options. Once you selected it, you can change the view or you can play with it. So selection is must thing. If you want to select something specific, you will have option to define that particular selection here in define tab. Let's say I want to select amino acid residue 12 to 20. So I just type the number 12 to 20, add it, and then say okay. So it will automatically select that residue number 12 to 20, and I want to see it on the workspace. So I'll just press this sorry, 12 to 20 amino acid residue are not present because the sequence start from 45. So we will change the sequence, let's say 55 to 65. Let's say that amino acid residue which I wanted to select. So I just add it and say okay. And I want to see where these amino acid residues are. You can see here it is automatically selected in sequence, but it is not shown on the screen. So I'll just use this fit to workspace button or Z button on the keyboard, and it will show me where these particular amino acid residues are there. Once I have selected it, I can play with the rendering. Let's say I want to change the color to from red to yellow or to green. So these things I can do with the whatever is selected. If I want to change the rendering of this particular amino acid residue, wall stick or thin tube or thick tube or space fill, I can do it using this rendering option. So most of the things are being covered related to the Maestro. One of the important thing is project table, which you will have on the top right. So this is the project table. If you simply click on it, it will show you the tabulated format. So this table is simply as that of Excel sheet. You can scroll, or you can view various columns, you can view various rows. So these are the various things which are present with you for this particular project, whichever we are doing. So there are 3 entries so far we have done with. So this is what the project table looks like. There are various properties which you can see in the property tree, like name of the molecule, what is path of molecule, whatever things or whatever properties are generated from the molecule, that you will see it in the consecutive lectures. So this is what the project table is. And so these 3 entries are with us. Again, one of the most important thing which I always wanted to focus on, you always need to remember what is selected. So whenever blue color is on, it is selected. Whenever blue circle is on, it is present on the workspace. So in this case, our PCM entry is selected and 2P33 entry is present on the workspace. So if I want to do same entry selected 2P33 and same entry is present on the workspace. So in this way, I need to play around with this option selection and what is on the workspace. You always need to cautious about these things, like whatever present on the workspace and whatever is the selected. So most of the time people come across these entries and they wanted to merge these entries. So it's a simple exercise. If you have protein and ligand separately, you can simply merge it. So let's try to do an exercise of splitting the structure. Let's say this is 2p3 structure, and to split this structure, splitting means nothing but I want to split this particular molecule, protein separate and ligand separate and water separate. So I just need to right click on it, and there is an option to split by ligand, water and other. So I just split it. So it will automatically create 3 entries called ligand, 2p33 ligand, 2p33 water and 2p33 protein. So now I can see each entry one by one. From on the screen there is a protein entry which is loaded, then there are water which are loaded, and basically waters are shown here in the sphere view. And there is a ligand molecule which is present here. So you can see there are various entries which are present with you for once you do splitting. So in case if you want to merge protein and ligand, so that is also simple. So just select the entries which you want to merge. So select protein and ligand, let's say, right click on it, and there is an option called merge. So just merge it and it will create automatically create a new entry called 2p33 protein and 2p33 ligand. So this is what the entry for protein and ligand you will have, so that you can use it for further. So this is the way you can split it. Let's imagine if I want to delete something from let's say this entry, if I want to remove ligand. So what I would do, I would simply select that particular ligand. Once it is selected, there is a delete button. You can see D is for let's see, right click on it, and there is, let's say, delete bonds, or there can be an option to delete it. You can see it here. Yeah, let's say this is the ligand which I have selected from the workspace, and there is a delete item, or you can extract it, or you can copy it separately. So if I simply delete it, it will be deleted from the list, and now there is only protein left. So in this way you can add, you can merge entries, you can split your entries, you can delete if you want to delete something, and it will automatically create one by one all entries for you. So this is what is present with the Schrodinger, which you will have for further exercise. Always never remember, in case if you are stuck at any given point, always remember there is a help button. This is the final option for you. Just go to help. You will have all that option, all tutorials, all explanation, links to the knowledge base. Your all questions will be addressed here. You will have option to see various videos, tutorial videos. So everything is present in this help option. If you simply click on help and help, it will automatically open it in a browser and you will have all that help option present in here. So everything is present here. You don't need to worry about it. If you have any question in mind, you can simply search here in the search bar, let's say docking, and it will give you me all options whatever is related to the docking. So you can spend time to read all that help pages, and everything will be explained there in this help menu. So this is what help menu you will have. So I guess everything is being covered with it. So other than that, if you want to save the image, there is a workspace option. Here you can simply save the image, and it will save your image in various formats like PNG or TIFF or JPG. You can change the resolution of your image, or you can change the size of your image. You can make your background transparent or smooth, and all those things you can do using these options, so that you can always use it to create a high quality image. So this is what you will have from the Schrodinger Maestro. So we just take a look like whatever we have done so far, whether everything is being saved inside the particular directory or not. So for that, I just at this point I just close the Maestro, just to show you like you have not lost anything even if you close your Maestro. So let's see, this is particular option, and if you remember, we have mentioned the project CAD is the directory where we wanted to save your data. So you can see here you have this the ligand which you have, sorry, the protein which you have loaded is saved. You have image which you have saved so far is also present here. So in this way also you have a project which is present with you, which you have saved. So let's try to reopen the project again in the Maestro and see if you will have all that information present, whatever you have saved so far. So let's see, go to file, open the Maestro, let's open the project, and I need to see where the directory is, which is project CAD, and you can see here. So you can see here, once I open the project, it shows me all that entries whichever I was working on, and everything is being loaded here in the same format wherever I closed. So this is the way you will not lose anything, though we did not save all those structures like PCM or modified ligand molecule in specifically in the directory, but still it is present in your project table. So you will not have lose anything. But if you want to save this PCM, simply select your entry this in such way, this blue color, right click on it, there is export option, export structures, and save it in the directory where you are supposed to save your all of the data. So for example, I am giving the name PCM and dot. So the extension can be anything like MAE, PDB, Mol2, SDF, or whatever you think, but Schrodinger always support MAE format, that's the Maestro format. So it is always suggested to use Maestro format for your ligand molecule to be saved. So just give some name, and format is Maestro. And here you will see like the source structure source to be exported is from project table and selected entries. So that you always need to worry about whatever is present in selected, whatever is present on the workspace. So by default it is on, you just need to save it and that's done. So you can see the message appears here like structure PCMs has been exported. In this way you can export the structure, and same thing is also present inside the directory. If you see inside our directory, you will have this PCM entry. So it means that molecule is saved inside it. If you want to again open it, go to file, import structure, and from your directory you can see the pcm.ma is present here. You can simply import it. So this is specifically import structure. So there are two imports, like you should not go to open project or something. You just need to go to import structure, and that's it. You can import, you can export, you can play with the molecule. So these are the all things which are very much related to the Maestro visualizer, and you must know these things. So spend some time to explore Maestro visualizer, and I hope you will like it. And as I said, it is very much easy tool. So that's the reason why I said spend some time and you will love it. So with this, I will conclude the session, today's session. Don't forget to have a help option with you. It answers your all of the question, and at any given point, if you feel your questions are not mentioned there, it is not giving you the exact answer, always please feel free to contact any of us, and we are always there to help you out. This is my team who are working in Bangalore office. So we are always ready to help you out with respect to your scientific project or software support. So you can contact us anytime. And at the last, I would like to say thank you, all of you, for joining us and listen the session carefully. And I hope you like it. And at the end, I would like to open the session for questions if you have. I'm sure you will have a lot of questions once you try it. Thank you very much again.
Thank you, Dr. Prajwal, for the session. We have received a couple of queries. Um, so I'll just read them out to you. Um, so the first question is, which operating system do you think is better for Maestro? Is it Windows or Linux?
So I would always suggest to go with Linux, because not only related to Maestro but any type of molecular modeling studies, you need to learn Linux, because Linux is a free platform and many softwares are only being supported by Linux. So it is always better to work with Linux for good graphics, for good speed of visualization, and for access of many different softwares, including molecular dynamic simulation using Desmond.
Thank you for that answer. Just an addition there, if you do not have Linux, do not worry about it. Maestro works completely fine on Windows. Only when you're running the molecular dynamics, you will require Linux if you're using Schrodinger. Otherwise, if you have a good graphics card and all your drivers are updated, uh, Maestro works flawlessly on Windows also. So the next question is, I think it's for me, whether this software is free. So Shorting is a commercial software. You have to purchase a licensed version. um, right now what you're getting the evaluation license, which is a trial license just to evaluate the features of the Schrodinger software. So that license that you receive right now is free. um, Other than that, as I told you, Schrodinger is a commercial license. You have to have a licensed version in order to use it. So the next question is, can we open molecules drawn using other software like ChemSketch in Schrodinger?
Yes, if it is saved in the format like Mol2 or SDF or Smiles or CDX, so it depends on the format. So if it is saved in such formats which are recognized in molecular modeling, then yes, definitely you can open it in Maestro. No need to worry.
The next question is, where can we get the keyboard shortcuts? Is there,
Yeah,
uh, I
that's a
think
good
there's also a
question.
cheat
So,
sheet.
as I said, you don't need to worry. Always, you will have help button with you. So let's see how to find the options, keyboard shortcuts for you. So as I said, there is a help button. In this help button, first option you will find the keyboard shortcuts. So just open that keyboard shortcut option and you will find all type of keyboard shortcuts which are mentioned down here. You can read it through and you can use those keyboard shortcuts for your exercise. But as I always said, try to use external mouse for your CAD studies.
Thank you. The next question is, organizers, please inform if these training sessions will be available in your channel. So these training sessions will be available on JSS and Manipal's channel at least till end of this month. Uh, we will let you know till when we can actually keep them after talking to the IT team at JSS. Um, the next question is, how to get 2D and 3D protein ligand interaction. For example, the bonds like hydrogen bonds, carbon hydrogen, pi alkyl, pi sulfur, etc.
So all type of interactions we will see in molecular docking analysis tutorial. Just wait for a while. And as I said, like you can quickly visualize all type of interactions in 2D and 3D in our previous presentations. And yes, it is excited to see all those things. So we will see it in next lecture.
Thank you. The next question is, please provide link and evaluation license link on our email ID. So if you haven't received the evaluation license link, you can just write to us. We have already sent it on your emails. So if you haven't received it, you may just drop an email to us and we'll send you the link. So the next question is, does the structures imported or drawn in Maestro needs to be minimized?
So as such, it is already cleaned up. So whatever structure you draw, it automatically adjusts the bond length and bond angles as per the ideal condition. But at any given point, if you feel like the structure is not well optimized, then you can use option to minimize it. But by default, in Schrodinger, the structures is automatically cleaned up. So as such, you don't need to worry about it. But if you are not happy with it, then definitely you can minimize it. So we will have option to perform energy minimization as I showed.
Thank you. So the next question is, can I draw a 3D structure of my protein of interest with 3D if the 3D structure is not available using the primary amino acid sequence in Maestro?
Yeah, so that methodology is called as homology modeling of the protein structure. So whenever you have primary sequence of amino acid residue, you can perform homology modeling using prime module of the Schrodinger suit. And yes, in consecutive lecture, we will have the tutorial on the same. So please hold and we will learn it through step-by-step manner.
Hi, Prajwal. I think the question is more to do with can you just draw protein structures in Maestro?
Yeah, yeah. I think see, okay. If I have mistakenly understand this question, so whenever we talk about protein structure, it has 3D fold. But if you simply talk about building a peptide chain, then yes, using simple amino acid residue sequence, you can build a peptide with let's say 10 or 15 amino acid residue long, but that is called as peptide uh, structure but not a protein structure. So if you are talking about protein structure, then homology modeling is the option.
Thank you for the clarification. The next question is, can we save the 3D structure of ligands in different file formats in Maestro?
Yes, definitely. As in the last exercise which I have shown, you can just export the structure, whatever is of your interest, in various different file formats, like whatever you have heard in the molecular modeling, like mol2, mol, SDF, SMILES, or whatever. So all those options are present in the save menu.
Thank you. The next question is also related to the file format. Can we open a file in Maestro with .oeb.gz file format. So I think maybe we can show how to see all the formats that are available to open in Maestro. I think you already showed, but I think it'll be just
Yeah,
nice to see it
that's
again.
better idea. So I hope you can see the screen. So
Yes.
you can just go to file, import structure, and in import structure you will have importable file types. So here there is a huge list of various file formats. So to my knowledge everything is being covered in this all type of file formats, but still if you feel like you want to search for any other file format, so you can simply look into this list whether it is covered there. So the file format which you have told, I haven't heard of it. So maybe you can elaborate more on it, or you can save your structure using whatever software you are using in any of the file format which are mentioned here in the list, and then you can import this particular file.
Thank you for that. The next question is, how can I download Maestro software in my PC? Okay, for that, first you require is the website account. Once you have the website account, if you go to www.schrodinger.com, on top you will see a download icon, or if some browsers will also have downloads written on top. So when you click on that, you will see the releases. You have to select the operating system you have, and make sure you uncheck the workflow option, and you click the EULA acceptance and download. um, I think you already, some of you already received an email from our colleague Kishore. I think all the links and everything is written in that. So half of you have received it already yesterday, half of you will be receiving it today. So if you haven't downloaded it and you don't know, you're not sure how to download it, just please wait for that email. If you have already requested for an evaluation license through the link that we have sent you, we will be contacting you. But if you want to go ahead and download and install your software, you will find the download option on the home page on top, and you can download your software there.
Thanks, Sylvia. Maybe I can just quickly show it in a browser.
Yeah, that'll be great.
So you just need to go to browser and type schrodinger.com, and it will, yeah, Schrodinger spelling should be correct. It will redirect you to our page. If you have already activated account, so you will have this download button. So you just need to download, log in into your account, and then go to downloads. So in this download button, which is on the top, you can see various releases. So out of this, like it is always recommended to use the latest release. So there are other releases option, releases are also present. So download just latest release, and you can choose the operating system whichever you want, like Linux, Windows, or Mac. And then as Shelvia suggested, to untick this option, which is include 9 workflow, just untick this option, and you need to agree on the terms in this way just by ticking this option. So operating system you have chosen, you have untick the 9 option, you have tick the agreement, and there is a version. That's it. Just download it, and it will download the complete software, which might be around 6 GB of the file size, and then you can install it smoothly.
Thank you for showing that, Dr. Prajwal. The next question is how to see command line interface.
So
Um,
yeah, so as such, there is a direct command line interface. In plus button, you can see on bottom right, there is a plus button, and here there is a option to on your command input area. So you can see here that this is your command input area in which you can type whatever you think of. The command should be correct, and then it will show you. I mean, it will give you option to type all those commands. Other than that, there is very unique feature in case of Schrodinger, and that feature is called PowerShell. So if you simply type in search bar PowerShell, that's the PowerShell, and you will get the option for Schrodinger PowerShell. This is Schrodinger PowerShell, and this is what the command line interface for Schrodinger. It is same as that of terminal in case of Linux. You will have all that option. Let's say you just need to type run command and any type of option which you want to use, and it will simply open this particular things for you. Command should be correct, and you can run your commands also. What do you think? It's the same as that of Linux terminal.
Right. The next question is, how can we find the binding site in protein chains like A, B, C, D?
Yes, for that we will have a separate session on finding binding site using sitemap. So please hold on, have a patience, and we will have separate session on it day after tomorrow.
Right. I think the next question also is on the same lines. How can we select an active site pocket in Maestro?
Yeah, that will be the same, will be answered day after tomorrow session.
Thank you. So as a reminder, if you have any other questions, please add them to the list. There were a couple of questions for me in the beginning, so I'll just go over them quickly. So the first question is, can we avail the discount for SOC not in this November 2nd session, but the next session later as we are busy? So the answer is, this discount code is valid till the end of this year. So I think after November, there will be one more session that you'll be eligible to use this discount code on. So I think there will be one in December. Um, that is the one that you can use. But what I will suggest you is, like, I know that this is only valid till the end of the year. The only thing that you need to check, or I will check and let you know in the next session if there is a session after this November, because it is December, and it could be very close to the holidays in our US office. So I'm not sure if there will be a session after this November session. So what I'll do is, please wait. I will make sure if there is a session or not, and I'll let you know in tomorrow's session. Right. The next question is, I have downloaded the software and have the file workflow on the desktop. I have submitted the evaluation form. Can you please suggest me how to go further from there? Um, Thank you for this question. As I said, we have already sent some emails to you last night. So some of you have received the email from us, from Kishore, how to download and proceed further. We will be sending the next batch by today. So today and tomorrow. So you should be getting an email from us by today and by tomorrow, where we will be sending you the instructions how to install and download this software and what information we need from you in order to give you the license, right? So please make sure that you keep checking your email. We are working very hard to get you the licenses as early as possible. I know some of you are started to work already, and you're really impatient about the whole not getting the license thing. but we assure you that we are working very hard to get you the license as early as possible. The people who have already sent us the machine ID, who we contacted yesterday, last night, will receive the license by end of the day today, right? And some of you will be getting emails from us on what information to send us today. So please keep an eye on your emails. You will be receiving email from uh, Kishore, my colleague. So keep an eye on the email from Kishore. You should be getting it in your inbox. Don't worry about it. It won't go to promotion because we're sending you. It is not a mass email. We're sending by our personal emails. So I think you should be receiving these emails, so don't worry about it. The other thing is, some of you have filled this form but you do not need the evaluation. So my request for you is, please do not fill the form unless you need the evaluation license, right? Because even if you've written in the comment, we have to go through the entire your submission, and that might delay the licenses sent to others. So if you do not need it, if you only require the SOC, the Schrodinger online course, we have already sent the discount codes for you. If you haven't received those, you can write to us through our email. You do not have to fill this form if you do not need the evaluation license, which is the trial license. This license you will be installing on your machines, right? So if you only want the SOC, which is different, that is showing the online course that starts on November 2nd, for that you don't have to fill this form. Okay. The next question is, yeah, so I already told the SOC charges. It is $125. It is till the end of this year. At least there is one session for sure, November 2nd. The second session, I have to check if there's any more before the end of this year or not. Okay. Um, videos are available later. Yeah. So some of you, as I told already, yes, we will be sending you the licenses as soon as possible. You'll be getting uh, today or by tomorrow, all the emails will be sending out, whoever has requested it. You should be getting the license within the same day. Like, so for example, if you send the machine ID today, by end of the day we will be sending you the licenses. Okay, so it is a very fast process. You should be getting it within 1 or 2 days, so don't worry about it. And we will be having the office hours till you have the licenses. So don't worry about that. The licenses, the office hours will stop. The office hours will not stop till you have the licenses. Also, if you have a lot of queries, you can always contact us. We can have like one-on-one sessions with you also. But till you have the licenses, we will have office hours. We are also thinking to extend office hours, so we have 2 office hours instead of 1 office hours a week. So please don't worry about it. All your questions will be answered. You won't be just left with the license, and it is not like to fend for yourself. It is not like that. We will be there to help you out. Please don't worry about that at all, right? um Okay, how long you can use the trial licenses? So the license is valid for 1 month. So these license that you will get will be valid for 1 month. How these licenses work? Also, I received a couple of calls about that. So what license is like how it works is, if you receive the license today, the license is valid from today till 30 days from today, right? It does not matter when you install it. So it does not matter if you wait for 5 days and install it after 5 days. It does not mean that when you install it, it starts from there, 30 days starts from there. No, the 30 days starts from the day it was sent to you. Okay, so if you are busy right now and you don't want to take the license, you have to be very like you have to be very assertive about it. You have to write that in the form that you have sent us, or send us an email, especially in that form you have to write that to us, that you don't want it to start from now and you want it to start in future. And I would suggest, like, if you do not want it to start now, please do not fill the form now. If you already filled the form, please let us know at the earliest, so that we don't send you the forms, the licenses. Okay, the other thing is, if you are a student and you have fill the form, you have to mention your guide's name or the HOD's name. We cannot, as a company policy, we cannot give you a license unless you send us the name of your HODs and supervisors. Okay, so I know a lot of you have written that. We will not be able to help you out in that, because it is a company policy and we cannot like, once this license is out, we cannot really see the usage, what you're using it, where you're using it. So please, as a student, if you're applying for license, we will require that information. If you have not sent that information to us, we will not be sending you a license. So please make sure that you mention that information as well. If you are new, if you just joined this semester, you have you don't know your supervisor, actually just wait. Then you can get the licenses later, once you are familiar, once you have a guide, or you know the principal, who is the principal. I think it's very easy to find also through the websites and stuff. But if you do not have that information, that is okay. You can get the license later. You can, however, go for the SOC, because there's, you can use it to learn the software. So you can use the software on the cloud instance and play around with it. You can learn the functionality of the software and you can use it like that. But you will not be doing your own research, you will not be working on your own projects, and you cannot download any data. Okay, so what is the difference between free software and the paid software to buy a license for a student? Okay, so the difference between a free software and paid software is that free software, you get all the modules, okay, that you have requested for, and the paid license will have the modules that you paid for or you got license for. So that is the main difference in it. The other than that, the difference might come that like, if you're using a smaller machine and if you have a server license later, so like right now the evaluation license will only work on one machine, but when you get a server license, that could be shared among the whole lab. As far as the cost is concerned, the cost is, for academics, is much lower. You can write to me if you are interested in a purchase. As a student, I won't suggest you to buy it. You should ask your guide or your department to buy the software. um, so yes, any other questions if you have, I'll be happy to take them up.
I think that's all, Sylvia, from the chat box.
Thank you then. Thank you, Kaushik. Thank you everybody for submitting your questions. As I said, we have an email dedicated to this webinar series, ddcourse@shoringa.com. So if you have any questions, please write to us and we will try to answer as soon as possible. Regarding the evaluation license, please watch out for your emails from Kishore. So you'll be getting emails from Kishore to how to further proceed and how to get the licenses. If you want a license and you haven't filled the evaluation form, please do so. If you do not have the link for it, please write an email, we'll send you the link for it. That's it from my end. Thank you all for joining today. Thank you all the panelists and the JSS IT team for hosting this session. Thank you all for attending and for the questions. We'll see you tomorrow for another demo session. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
We just got one more question. Do you want to take it?
Sure.
Is it possible to publish data from student license?
Yes, so when you receive the evaluation license, if you have enough data, you can publish. If you receive enough data to have a paper out of that 1 month evaluation license, yes, please feel free to publish it. Please make sure that you cite our software correctly. And yes, the answer is yes.
And some people are still asking for the link for evaluation form.
So for the link for the evaluation form, can we just drop the link in the YouTube chat?
We can do that.
Okay, so we'll just do that. We'll drop in the link for the evaluation form in the YouTube chat. If you miss it, just write to us and we'll send it to you. Make sure that you are registered to this course before you apply for evaluation.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you then. Thank you for the additional questions. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
We can stop the live session here.